Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Aqueduct Racetrack here on Sunday. It is the 6th of February 2022. We're going to look at the stakes races on the program from the Big A, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. So we're going to look at the stakes races, races 4 and 8 from Aqueduct. The fourth race, a race rescheduled from last weekend, and the weather the last week here, the last month has been very weird here in New York. It's either really warm or really, really cold. There's not that in between. Next week, hopefully, it's going to be pretty warm towards the end of the week. So next weekend, we should have a really good weekend of racing here in New York. But God, this weather's really, really weird. Like on Friday, we saw the three seasons in one day. Woke up to 50 degrees. Went out for lunch. It was, 38 degrees. Came home at night, it was like 20 degrees. Today, right now, it's like 25 degrees outside. It's just a weird, the weather is so weird. But the fourth race from Aqueduct's the Jimmy Winkfield Stakes, going for a purse of $100,000. Races for 3-year-olds here. Field of 5 horses going to the main track. The distance of ground here, 1,400 meters, or the distance of ground of 7 furlongs on the Aqueduct main track. 1,400 meters, 7 furlongs here in the Jimmy Winkfield. My top selection, I'm going to go with the number 2 horse here, Hagler. We'll go 2-5-3-1 in the superfecta. 2-5-3-1 super. Top selection of 2 horse Hagler. This 3-year-old colt by Tapiture. Rudy Rodriguez trains. Jorge Vargas Jr. gets the mount. Blinkers on today. The horse's most recent outing came New Year's Day here at Aqueduct. 1 mile on the Slappy Seal going in the Jerome, and the horse finished 5th by 5 lengths. He was drawn very, very wide, was with the pace setters early on, but then just couldn't keep up. It just wasn't his day to win. Cutting back to 7, not the world's toughest race. Hopefully he get a little bit of a wide trip because the rail's dead this week. I think he really run a good race. Talking about a dead rail. This past winter might be the weirdest Aqueduct surface I've ever seen in my life. In the 26 years I've been around, it's just, I've never seen a surface that's so biased at times. It's amazing. Sometimes you either have a golden rail, dead rail, wide trips, speed just hitting the wall. It's been very, very crazy, but hopefully they could fix that soon. Before the 1st of January, the horse ran the 16th of December at Aqueduct. 7 furlongs optional 80. First time facing winners was a success, winning by 1/4 lengths at 35 cents to the dollar. He basically sat on the front and all throughout, very pedestrian fractions, and he got the job done. An all-around good effort for this horse there. And then the 29th of October was his previous race at Belmont. 6.5 in the main special weight, 90,000. First off the long refreshing, he won by 4.5 lengths, and he stalked that day a little bit wide, but he got the job done in hand. A very, very good run. Coming here today, training well, back to 7, lesser quality horses at 5-2. I think he's loaded. You also have to give kudos to the 5-horse Morello. This 3-year-old colt by Empire, Classic Empire. He won on the debut here at Aqueduct in late November, going 6 in a main special weight, winning by 4.5 lengths. Not the best beginnings, but he slowly recovered and quickened up nicely. I thought that was a good effort. Coming here, he's a speedy horse. If there's going to be a closer that could win and beat the buys, I think it could be in at 9-5. We'll use him in the pick 5. But to recap my selection for the 4th from Aqueduct, it is the Jimmy Winkfield. Let's take the 2-horse Hagler. Give kudos to the 5-horse Morello. 2-5-3-1 super. Let's go 2-5 in the multi-race. The 8th race now from Aqueduct. It is the Ruthless Stakes. It's going for a purse of $100,000. Races for 3-year-old fillies here. We field of 7 horses going to the main track. The distance of ground of 1,400 meters, or the distance of ground of 7 furlongs on the Aqueduct main track. 1,400 meters, 7 furlongs here in the Ruthless. My top selection, we're going to go take the number 7 horse here, Shotgun Hottie. We'll go 7-4-1-6 in the superfecta, 7-4-1-6 super. Top selection, 7 horse, Shotgun Hottie. 3-year-old filly by Gunrunner. William Morley trains this one. Trevor McCarthy gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 26th of December at the fairgrounds, mile 70 yards in the Tappable Stakes. Second start around 2 turns, very tough horses. He finished 4th by 3.25 lengths there. Was with them early on, but then just couldn't keep the momentum. Do think a mile 16th at the fairgrounds is a very tough distance to handle as a 2-year-old. Coming here to 7, lesser quality horses. I think it's more in the horse's wheelhouse to win today. Maybe in the future they could try 2 turns, but I think at that juncture it just wasn't the success. 2 back on the 26th of November at Churchill, mile 16th in main special weight, 90,000. She won by 3/4 length, and she had a horrible trip, but she slowly closed her way up. She got the job done with blinkers on. Don't think she wanted the trip, but she got the job done to get there. And then prior to that, in a Churchill 6 furlong main special weight, 87,000, finished 4th by 9/4 lengths. And she was very, very wide, and she just never really could get into it. I thought she had a little bit of trouble trip there. And then prior to that, in the debut on the 23rd of September, Churchill 6.5 in main special weight 91,000. She finished second by neck. She was drawn stupidly wide. She was wide throughout, and she just couldn't get there late. She looked like she could pound at any time, but she just never was getting there. Coming here to 7, I think that should suit her well. I'm going to take her at 5-2. You also have to give kudos to the 4-horse Miss Intrepid. She won she placed in the Parks for Charity last time out, going 7 furlongs at Parks, where she just, had a little bit of trouble tripping, was a little bit wide, and then they tried her in Demoiselle where she didn't run, and they tried her in Alcibiades where she didn't run also. She's a horse that really should do wonders with the 7 furlong trip. Getting blinkers on, should be hopefully forwardly placed. At 3-1, we'll definitely use in a late pick 4. But to recount my selection for the 8th from Aqueduct, it is the Ruthless. Let's take the 7-horse Shotgun Hottie. Give kudos to the 4-horse Miss Intrepid. 7-4-1-6 Super. Let's go 7-4 in the multi-race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.